he was definitely hurt several times to the head and the body. And hurt doesn't necessarily mean you're wobbling where everybody can see it, but it's intimate combat, especially when you're fighting in close, and he's not going to concede anything. Athletes, especially fighters, we're not going to tell you we're hurt, especially when we're getting ready to fight again. But you hit a person in the body and you hear him grunt and give up wind, he was hurt. When you hit him with a shot and you stop him in his tracks and he doesn't throw a punch for 20, 30 seconds, you know you buzzed him. He definitely felt me. He can say whatever he wants to say. It don't matter. He knows the truth. It's just a mindset. It's no major overhaul. It's just a mindset. The type of power that I have is draining power. It's the type that you look up in the 4th, 5th round and you're tired. You know, the type of punches that are landed, the accuracy. And I know watching the first fight, I let him off a hook in several situations offensively where I had him and I didn't get off. And I can't tell you why I didn't get off, but watching it, I'm like, you had him. And in this fight, I can't let him off the hook in those situations. Obviously, a stoppage, a knockout, him quitting, however it comes, there are a lot of ways to stop a guy, but it's a process. He can definitely run into something. If he runs into the wrong shot, he can go. Nobody talks about that because I'm not known as a one-punch knockout artist. But if he gets hit right with 10-ounce gloves, he can go for sure. But I think with him, it's a process. It's a 2-3-step process. And the first step of the process is taking his mind. Those are the words of Andre Ward, speaking ahead of his fight tomorrow night with Sergey Kovalev, the rematch. He said some pretty interesting things there, things which any of you who have actually boxed yourselves will know to be true. When you're actually in the ring with somebody, you have the best view in the house. You, above all other people, if you're a sharp-minded fighter, like Andre Ward certainly is. Whether you think Andre Ward won the first fight or not, you're not going to try and tell me he's not sharp-minded in there. He's very strategic. He's very observant. He's got great eyes. He knows what he's looking at. And if you're of that same type of mindset, you may not be as skilled as Ward, but if you're an observant fighter like that, you will notice when you hurt guys. They might not necessarily be wobbling all around the ring, but you'll notice from their body language and facial expressions that you've got to them. As I say, you got the best seat in the house, other than maybe the referee. You'll notice when you get into guys, you're looking them dead in the eye. So yeah, that's interesting insight there from Andre Ward, and also accurate. You know, I've been in the ring myself. I've traded blows with people, so I know that what he's saying is true. Sometimes you can hurt a guy and people on the outside won't realize it, but you on the inside, you know his breathing has changed. The expression of his face has changed. His body language has changed. You know how the rhythm of the fight is going, and you hit him with a certain shot and the whole rhythm of the fight changes. That means you got to him. It can mean you got to him. I mean, unless he's faking, unless he's dummying and trying to sucker you in, which does happen, but not all fighters are particularly good at faking things and acting. So anyway, let me know what you think about what Andre Ward has said here. I have covered this in previous videos, but the possibility of Ward getting a stoppage. How much was he hurting Sergey Kovalev to the body in the first fight? I've always felt that Kovalev is a bully. And just like Mike Tyson, if he was put in a situation where he can't get the other guy out of there and the other guy starts putting it on him, hurting him, like really hurting him, and driving him to the point where he might get stopped, I don't think Kovalev is the kind of guy who comes out swinging and firing back. Now, I know Kathy Duvra has put out these cute stories of Kovalev being involved in street fights when he was in Russia and whatnot. I've seen certain things, particularly in the Nathan Cleverly fight, and people might dismiss this, but I saw certain body language in the Nathan Cleverly fight early on, before Kovalev broke through with the knockdown, where Kovalev looked uncomfortable with the fact that Cleverly was taking his shots and still coming forward and applying pressure. And I think he's a Mike Tyson type guy. I really do. I think Kovalev has got a Mike Tyson type mindset where if somebody manages to take what he's got and then puts it on him and really pushes him to the brink where he could get stopped, I wouldn't be surprised if you see some funny business from Kovalev. I'm not necessarily saying quit, but funny business, dirty tactics, hitting low, complaining to the ref, like Mike Tyson. Because Mike Tyson never actually quit in a fight. Did he quit in the McBride fight? His last fight, he might have done. But other than that, he never quit in a fight. But whenever somebody was putting it on him, as you saw in the 2 Holyfield fights, not just the rematch, even the first Holyfield fight, Tyson started resorting to dirty tactics and funny business. Yeah. And, yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Kovalev does that. Because I've known these kind of fighters over the years, even as an amateur, in the gym. These bully boy type fighters who, when somebody puts it on him, they spit their dummy. I've seen guys, you know, take their gloves off in the gym and pick up weapons to try and fight people. Yeah, because they couldn't take and couldn't handle somebody getting the better of them in a sparring session. I've seen that happen, you know, on numerous occasions. So I think Kovalev is that same type of character. Maybe I'm wrong, but at some point in his career, I think it's going to reveal itself. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm happy to admit that I'm wrong. But I am interested in the psychology of fighters. I do look out for the little subtle telltale signs, and I think I've seen them with Kovalev, that he's the Mike Tyson type guy. Whether or not Andre Ward will be able to exploit that and bring that out of Kovalev is doubtful. He was putting it on Kovalev as well as he could in the second half of the first fight, and I never saw Kovalev anywhere close to even going down, much less being stopped. So, you know, I mean, you never know. Maybe Ward catches him better this time. Maybe Ward is sharper this time. Maybe he's hitting harder this time. I don't know. Anything is possible, but I'd be surprised if Ward was able to be the guy that brings out this side of Kovalev's personality, which I think is there. Then again, some people may say, look at Holyfield. He wasn't really a big puncher and he managed to exploit that character flaw in Mike Tyson. But Holyfield, pound for pound, is a bigger puncher than Andre Ward. I'll say that. You know, Tyson wasn't a big heavyweight, even though he had a tremendous chin, Mike Tyson. One of the best chins you'll see. He had a great chin. I know he got knocked out a few times, but boy, you had to damn near break your hands on his chin in order to get him on the floor, more often than not. Yeah, he had a great chin, but he was a small heavyweight. Holyfield was a small heavyweight. And Holyfield knocked out his fair share of guys. You know, he dropped Riddick Bowe heavily in the third fight. And he stopped plenty of guys. He dropped Ray Mercer as well. So pound for pound, I would say Holyfield's a better puncher than Andre Ward. Anyway, let me not waffle on for too long. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about these comments from Andre Ward. And my take on Sergey Kovalev from a psychological point of view. Maybe you totally disagree. If you do, it's all good. As long as we're respectful here, then differences of opinion are welcome. All right? It's happening. I'm out.